What's going on, guys? Welcome back to TCG Empire. Today we have Trash Deck Thursday. Now in One Piece there really are no trash decks, but there are decks that don't compete as well as other decks in the meta. They could be B tier or even C tier. Today we are going to look at Kinemon. Kinemon has the good effect that when you have one character or less in play, the next 3 cost or higher Wano country that you play is reduced by 1. And this does have a trick to it. You can play a Wano country card and then activate the effect, play Momonosuke on the next turn because it is under a 3 drop, it is a 1 drop, and still have the effect linger, which means that you can get more bodies on board. This deck is designed for board control versus dealing big damage. It really wants to deal with the board first, and so today we are really just going to use this deck and see how it competes against Zoro. We're going to see if it can deal with Zoro's presence as far as dropping so many threats on the board every turn, and we're going to see if we can deal with it. We're going to see if we can handle the board and deal some life. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Remember, if you do enjoy it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and get ready to see if we can beat Zoro. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Trash Deck Thursday, where we are going to analyze a deck against the deck of the week and see if it actually does well or how the matchups go. I might lose this game, I might win this game, but overall, Kinemon isn't a bad deck, but into Zoro, it's kind of tough, especially when they swarm the board and you're trying to play board control. They can just get so much. We are going first here, and really, this hand isn't too bad. I do have the Momo, and I can do the Momo turn 1, which can go into the play for Okiku, but I actually think I'm going to try and look for Okiku, but thankfully this hand is a little bit better. We do have the Momo, which means that next turn we can Momo search, possibly grab us the Okiku, and we can actually play the Okiku for 2. Because we do have 1 or less characters in play. So he does get the Gordon. Now this makes things a lot tougher because now he's going to be able to swing Nami and then Gordon, Vista, the Okiku. I don't really have any other plays that I can do. I think we are going to search first just to generally see what we can get. There is a Punk Gibson, there is an Odin, there is a Paradise Waterfall. We can't grab the Punk Gibson. We can grab Odin, so that way we have Odin later on, which I think is going to be relevant in the matchup. So here we're just going to swing 5k. He chooses to take, and now we're just going to play Killer. We do have enough combo to protect the Momo, but I'm not really in a spot where I want to waste the combo. I really want to try and not take as much life as possible, and then that way when I play down Odin, it just goes crazy. So he does play the Nico Robin, and thankfully we do have the X Drake for the response to the Nico Robin. Now looking at it, there's not really much that we can do on this, so the best thing for us to do is we could place one of the killers is going to die. So the best thing, we'll just swing 7, force the take, and we'll do Killer, and we'll put 1 on Killer. I could have done it with 2, so that way I could draw a card, but the 7k swing means that I can get the life through. And I'm not really in a state right now where I can play board control, and it just kind of makes things a lot more difficult than really I want it to be, because now he can KO the Killer, he can swing for 5, we're not going to block this, he can swing 7, so we are going to block at least 1 hit, and now we're going to have to take this, which is fine. We do get the Ezo, which isn't bad. We can play the Ezo into X Drake and at least clear 2 bodies off of board. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. I am going to go for the Gordons because the Gordons are going to make things a lot scarier than really I want it to be. And we're not going to have any characters tapped, which means that We are still in the state of board control, and next turn we can play the Odin down and start going for board control more, and we have another X Drake. So I think we're in a good spot. Now he can grab Jet Pistol, and if he grabs Jet Pistol, that means he wastes it on the X Drake, which means that he can't waste it on the Odin. And the good thing about Odin is even if it's KO'd, we can still get Okiku out, which means Okiku can still deal with board control. So here he is going to swing for 5k. There's going to be a lot of 5k swings that come through. If he puts a Dawn on here and chooses to swing for 5k, he'll have 2 more swings assuming he plays a Zoro down. So that would be a 5k, a 6k, and a 6k. I'm comfortable with taking this, and we do get the Punk Gibson as well, which means that we can Punk Gibson the Gordon, so that way we can deal with it next turn. So he does have another 5k swing. We are going to Raizo out of the combo, and he can play the Zoro. He is going to swing 6k with the Zoro, so here... Oh, he chooses to play Nico Robin. Interesting. So, we're at 9 Dawn. The first thing that we're going to do is swing for... We need to play a lot of board control here. We can get rid of 4 characters on board. So, let's see. We're going to swing at the Gordon, swing at the Vista. We're going to, let's see, that's going to be 3, 5, 8. So we are going to go 4k here. And that leaves with 8 Dawn, so we can play the Izo, do the Robin into the X Drake to get rid of the Robin. Now he has to try and deal with board, because there is a lot that is going to happen the following turn. We do have swings that can go through as well as Odin, and anything that he really taps we can deal with. He does decide to drop the Whitebeard, and he is going to swing 8k. And he decides to swing 8k at the X Drake. Now, I'm fine with that. I don't see a game where I'm going to get checkmated. And as far as this turn, I think Odin is a safe play. We can use the X Drake and just swing 7. Not the best use of our turn, but there isn't as much in our hand as I'd like there to be. But we are going to leave one open, assuming that we have Paradise Waterfall, even though clearly we don't. We are just trying to develop board. And if he decides to swing with the new gate, we can justify reasons to hit it. Now, he does go here, and he does go and KO. I need to try and find more cards to draw, but Raizo doesn't seem as valuable as I want it to be. So we will grab Okiku because we need to try and play board control. We are going to take a swing from Edward Newgate, and we are going to have to deal with that. Zoro does have a arsenal of cards that can really get through a ton. He can swing Newgate onto X Drake and also pop the Izu. So this, unfortunately, we have to let through. We can't out combo it, but at least we're not getting swung at on this turn. We can... We're gonna block, and if he chooses to swing with a Nami, that's fine too. So let's see, there's the Machino. Okay, we are gonna counter out of this. There are a lot of cards tapped on his board. Okay, so he plays Nami, he grabs Brook, so we know he has at least a 2k counter. The first thing that we're gonna do is go for the Machino, and then let's see, we're gonna Bonnie. Bonnie is gonna grab us the Kid, so we have 1 Dawn available. We can go 6k and drop the Nami. We can play a Kid and swing at the Nami. Now he has to get 3 attacks through. And we have triggers like Punk Gibson. Let's see. If he puts 1 Dawn here, okay, there's 2 Dawn. So we're gonna take this. We did get a killer which has a 1k combo, so there is potential for it. The new gate is going to swing. We're gonna have to block because assuming he drops the Luffy. Okay, so there's the Zoro. He decides to swing 8k on the Okiku. Interesting. I'm gonna let Ibani die because there isn't many cards in his hand. Let's see, 14k. He does get rid of our board. And if he has 5-drop Luffy, then we just lose. But we lose regardless, so I think my best bet is to just go killer. And now I need to try and deal with his board. I know he has a 2k counter in hand. And so I think our best bet is to go blocker, blocker. We're going to, let's see. That new gate is a problem, but I can block it. But it also gets rid of a lot of our board. And if I drop 5 Dawn onto this to swing 12, he just needs to counter with 2 cards. Anyways. So the best bet that I can see to go for is, let's try swinging 12 on the new gate. He decides to combo, okay, he drops 2 cards, that's fine. I'm gonna, let's see. He's gonna target the killer anyways, so that has a Dawn on it. So here we're just gonna make him waste a ton of cards. And if he has the Luffy, he has the Luffy. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But I'm pretty sure that I don't win here. Because he has swing, swing, and I have to block. And that relatively could be the end of it. Let's see, so he does swing 7. And here, yeah, I have to block. And let it through, and then he just drops all of his Dawn onto Zoro. And we just lose. So Kinemon, as far as a deck, it is good, but I don't think it's good in a meta that is swarmed with red. Red can apply a lot of pressure, and as we saw in this matchup, it's hard for you to keep up when it comes to playing against Zoro. There's really articulate turns that are important when playing Kinemon, such as the turn 1 Okiku into the turn 2 Yamato to tap, which means you can start clearing board faster. But that was the game today. I mean, Kinemon isn't a bad deck. I just think that it's not able to perform in a Zoro meta where things are constantly being swarmed onto the board. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much for coming to Trash Deck Thursday, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.